this race.
Monster run off turn 2.
Can't get it to the high side. Here he comes. There he goes. Oh, no, Kansas saves, and here they come to the line.
I'm a fortune teller who sees the future, and I see it now.
I'm expecting something with Ferrari this weekend, and he ended up at Hendrick somehow.
Oh, God. No, please. Oh, God. I don't like that thought.
Driving to 5.
I can see the goosebumps that just hit Jacob just now.
Carson.
As you know, Ryan Blaney was our 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion, and I wrote my thoughts on this on my article that I wrote after Phoenix. But Chris, I want your thoughts on this, and you and I have talked about this before between ourselves. Does Ryan Blaney deserve 2023 Cup Series championship?
I really like Ryan Blaney. I do. He's a likable driver, good driver. But did he race well enough to get the championship? I don't think so. He got hot at the end of the season. He got very hot at the end of the season.
So
either Bowman or Truex, I think, should have won it.
Bowman? You mean Byron?
Yeah, Byron.
So
Either
Byron
or Truex really should have won it. Now, I did read somewhere in the old Winston Cup point system, Byron would have won it.
Yeah, I did read that. Let's see.
What I think it was Byron, Truex, and not Stenhouse, Buescher.
Mm-hmm. You think that should have been the championship for?
Well, I'm thinking in the Winston Cup Series that might have been the
top three. Yeah. I remember now. So yeah, I just pulled up my article from post Phoenix, and in the last 6 races of the season, Blaney had an average finish of 4.0. In the last 10 races of the season, throughout the entire playoffs, he had an average finish of 9.6. That's almost unheard of in the modern era, especially with the next-gen car.
That's true. That's very true. And like I said, he was really good, but I think Byron at the beginning of the season and Truex in the mid part of the season were just better. And that should have carried them through into a championship. And you shouldn't win the championship by just getting hot at the right time. This isn't a stick and ball sport.
That's fair. Because, like I said, Ryan is a deserving champion. I think he's a great champion. But was it his year to win the championship? He's my favorite Ford driver. And you know me, I'm a Larson guy. And was I bummed about Larson losing the championship? Yeah. But was I okay with it being to Ryan Blaney? Definitely. Like, if there was any driver in the Ford car field to lose his championship to, would be Ryan Blaney.
Absolutely. And now as a person, I would love to see him win a championship because he just seems like a good, likable dude.
Mm-hmm. And he likes Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's very true. And he went on a rant. He was in I believe, a death metal band as a teenager.
Him and Bubba were in a band, I think.
I was in a punk rock band when I was in high school. We were terrible.
Nice.
We did Blink 182 covers.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I don't think he really. I think there were better drivers. I'll put it this way. I think there were better drivers in 2023 that should have won the championship.
Right. Like, I mean, and I'm biased. I'll fully admit that because I would much rather see Larson win a second championship. Am I okay with him not winning a championship? Yeah, it hurt, but he'll more than likely win another one. But yeah, because like if there were two guys in the field that were more deserving of a championship than Blaney, it'd be Byron or Larson in 2023 specifically.
I think, although putting my biases aside, I do genuinely believe that the top three, or I guess I should say top four, would have been Byron, Truex, Busher, and then Larson. Because Larson had a very bad run.
Yeah, I mean, and Truex, he didn't show up the entire playoffs, so I mean, it's kind of hard to put Truex in there with them. But I
He did
understand.
have a good season regardless, and
He definitely.
That shouldn't penalize him for having just like a bad luck run and like 3 very important races. Shouldn't penalize him for having a season long really good streak.
Oh yeah, and I mean 3 wins coming off what was it, a 59 race winless streak dating back to Richmond in September of 2021. That's a pretty good year.
It reminds me of Dale Jr. because I remember once Dale Jr. broke his winless streak, he started winning a few races here and there.
Yeah, his 2008 to 2012 winning or losing streak was pretty big.
Yeah, but he started winning again after that. Not quite as much as he did when he was young or real young, but he still won quite a fair amount.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was looking at something the other day. I was rewatching. I don't know if I was rewatching a race or looking at stats or something. But if Dale Jr. did not DNF at Chicagoland in 2013 in the chase, if he didn't have that engine expire, he would have won the 2013 championship without winning a race.
That hurts, though. I would have loved to see him win a championship, even if he didn't win a race. Now, the chase, I had less of a problem with.
Oh,
because it didn't feel like it really hurt guys that had really good season, but last 5 races of the year, they get caught up in wrecks.
I mean, even the initial elimination playoff format, the 2014 to 2016 elimination format was not as forced as this one is because you're earning stage points with this format. You're earning playoff points for the regular season championship, and that was actually not a bad system. But when you're adding points and excitement to it, yeah, we'll go on that rant another day.
I was thinking about stages though recently. I won't go on a big rant about stages because y'all know I don't like stages, but I was thinking that stages actually, I believe, encourage big wrecks, which is unsafe. But the very most casual, really casual race fan, not even really a fan, just person that likes to turn on something with fast cars, they're drawn in by crashes. And the stages encourage big crashes because everyone wants to get those stage points because that matters.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of like it is what it is at this rate because it's been a thing for so many years.
Yeah, I was really hoping they would, at the very least, do away with cautions.
Which, speaking of, earlier today, NASCAR announced that there would be cautions at the end of stages this year. And that also included, with that announcement, that also included a new aero package for short tracks and road courses. And this new aero package will be debuting at Phoenix March 10th, the first short track race of the season. So to really delve into the specifics of the new aero package, the key new components for and this is coming from NASCAR.com. The key new components for short tracks and road courses is a simplified rear diffuser with fewer vertical stakes or strikes. So if you look at it, if there's a photo of the article as of a test car for Christopher Bell, and this is from Phoenix, a couple weeks ago, before Christmas, I think, and the diffuser on it is naked. So they basically what they've done is rip the rear diffuser out from underneath of it. They've left a couple pieces. The configuration will cut downforce up front by keeping the engine panel strike free and retaining the splitter stuffers from last year's package. To compensate for the reduced downforce, competition officials have introduced a slightly taller rear spoiler, up from 2 to 3 inches in height, with the same length across the rear deck lid. So what it's sounding like is that the whole idea with this package is that they're reducing downforce.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think about it. I'm just going to have to see when they're on the track, see what it looks like. But it sounds like I'm hoping it'll put on some better races. But with road courses, I don't really think they need much.
No,
because road course races have been good.
There have been some good road course races last year. Watkins Glen was abysmal, but there were some good road course races last year.
They raced at Coda last year, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. That was a good. Well, up until the 14,000 overtime cautions that they had.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I wonder, did they ever do anything about that?
About what specifically?
The overtime cautions at road courses, a really long road course track like Coda.
No, not that I know of.
They should have done something with that. And I'm actually very disappointed about the stage cautions. Them announcing that there will be stage cautions. But anyways, I don't know what to think of the aero packages yet. Because like I said, we're going to have to wait till on the track, or at least I am.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what it produces. As long as
I know Adrian Newey. So I can't tell you.
So we'll see what happens. And our last thing that we have for this episode, we are going to make our early 2024 Cup Series Championship 4 predictions. I already have mine ready in an article that I have been writing. I don't think it's on my desktop. Actually, no, it is. It is on my desktop. But Chris, Who is your early 2024 Cup Series Championship for predictions?
I'm going to go a little crazy. I'm going to say Bubba.
Whoa, you're starting spicy.
Uh-huh. I think he's going to have a very good year.
How
I'm
many
gonna say
races does he win?
2.
I
But
was
he'll
thinking
get
two.
in.
Okay.
Then, let's see. Blaney. I think he returns.
Okay.
Larson.
Okay.
And Busher. It's torn between Bush and Busher.
You know what? That's a pretty realistic championship for aside from Bubba, but I like where you're going with it. I really do. Because Reddick was really fast all year long last year, and he could have made the championship for, but had terrible luck the last round. And it wouldn't be a shock if he could make the final four this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see Reddick too. He's one I always forget about when I'm naming my predictions, but I'm still going to pick Bubba
Okay.
because I'm spicy.
I can respect that.
And I think he's going to do something this year. I really do.
So I've pretty much got a championship for article written. It's almost ready to be posted. Most of mine are very bland and boring and predictable, but there's one you might not see coming. And I took some things into consideration. I took some other drivers into consideration. And I was really torn between a couple of drivers. So, and I'm going to save that driver for last.
Or should you save it for the article and not tell us?
I could. That would be funnier.
That would honestly be evil.
That would be pretty funny, but I'll just tell you because I'm nice like that.
Nerd.
Yeah. So, my first championship for prediction for 2024. Driving the number 5 Hendrick Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson.
I was actually split on Kyle Larson because I was thinking, does he make it or does he have more bad luck?
Here's the thing.
Because he can be inconsistent too.
When he DNFs, aside from running into sand barrels, it's usually not his fault.
Yeah. That's true.
So, and he should have won maybe 2 more races last year because he could have won. He could have won Darlington, the spring race, and he very well could have won. There was one more, Kansas. He should have won Kansas when Hamlin put him in the wall. So he could have had a couple more wins.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god! Well, there's 2 races where he used Larson up to win, and if he didn't do that, he would only have 1 win last year, and that would be Bristol. So I don't know, dude, but I don't know. I think that Larson's going to have a better year than last year. I think he'll win up to 5 races next year. It just depends on where they will be.
Who's the next one?
It's funny. I was just talking about him. Driving the number 11 FedEx Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin.
Really? I kind of tend to think that maybe the Joe Gibbs cars aren't going to do well this year. I just have a hunch.
Well, you got to remember, they're bringing a new body this year. Toyota's bringing a new body for the Camry. So it can go one way or the other.
That's true. I don't think I don't think Joe Gibbs is going to do all that great. Although if Joe Gibbs doesn't do well, then Bubba's probably not going to make it.
Yeah, there's the caveat for you right there, because they get their equipment from JGR.
Yeah, although at the same time, just because Joe Gibbs Racing is doing well doesn't necessarily mean Denny's going to do well too.
Who knows? I think that Hamlin will win. I think Hamlin will win 4 races next year or this year. But if he doesn't win that many, it'll be 2.
I can also see him not winning at all.
Yeah, because he went winless in 2018 after having a 3 or 4 win race season in 2017, something like that.
Personally, I think it's more likely he'll be winless. Watch him win the Daytona 500.
Oh my God, please don't. He doesn't need to have more Daytona 500 wins than Jeff Gordon, please.
How many does he have?
Hamlin has 3 and Jeff has 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if Hamlin gets a 4th, he'll be 3rd on the list for Daytona 500 wins behind Pearson and no, not Pearson. Cale? How many does Cale?
4, I think.
Cale had 5, I think.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, and Petty had 7.
How many did Junior have? Didn't he have
Junior
4?
had 2.
Oh, I thought he had 4.
No.
But anyways, I think it's more likely he'll go winless. I just see him having a bad year.
He could, because he hasn't been performing as well with the next gen car with the Gen 6. But this is the 3rd year of having the next gen car, so we'll see what happens.
And he didn't do all that great last year. He did good. He did decent, but
I mean, if you look at his stats, he had a better season last year than 2022.
Yeah, but still, I'm not expecting much from Hamlin.
All right. Okay.
I can see him being a wild card seed, but that's it.
Okay. So for my next 2024 Championship 4 pick, driving the number 24 for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron.
I thought about him. I really did.
I think Willie B's going to have another really good year. I don't think it'll be as good as this year or as last year was. I think he'll win 4 races, maybe less than that, maybe 3, because you don't know how good Williams' luck was. But he was bad fast last year, so he could end up winning the 500 for all we know. And I really think that William can run it back for the championship and have a better shot at it.
I can see that. Yeah. I think he'll make it to the penultimate round of the championship.
Mm-hmm. All right. For my last and somewhat of a surprise. Somewhat of a surprise.
Is it worse than Bubba Wallace?
No.
Well,
I don't think so.
Bubba's not bad. That's not a good way to say it. A surprising one.
Yeah, it's not as surprising as Bubba. My 4th and final championship 4 pick for 2024.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Michael McDowell?
No. As much as I would love for it to be Michael McDowell, no. Driving the number 1 For
Okay.
Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain.
Yeah, I can see that too. I think he gets knocked out in the penultimate round too.
So Ross did not have as good as a year last year than he did in 2022.
I think he does well when he's driving aggressive and making headlines and making people mad.
And punching Noah Gragson in the face.
And channeling his inner Dale. I think that's when he's at his best. I think Justin Marks made a mistake in telling him to tone it down a little bit.
Man, I don't know. Because that's a double-edged sword, if you really think about it.
But what are your thoughts on him making it?
I
so rudely interrupted you.
No, you're fine. I think that Ross will win. Man, this is a tough one to put a number on Ross, because you don't know with Ross, because he can either be really good or he can just fall flat off the earth. I think he will win 4 races next year.
In order to do that, he's got to channel his inner Dale. Maybe he needs to have a Ouija board and.
Oh my God!
Dale
No. For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Praise hell, praise Dale.
Oh my God! Yeah, I think that Ross is going to have a better 2024 than 2023. I think he's going to have more wins. If he gets to Phoenix, he will be extremely competitive because of how he dominated the Phoenix race last year. He led, I think, over half the laps that race. But yeah, we'll see. Those are my.
In all seriousness, though, he does need to be a lot more aggressive because he drives a lot better when he's aggressive.
No, I mean that's fair. That's fair. But yes, my 2024, like preseason 2024 Championship 4 predictions. Ross Chastain, good grief. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, and William Byron.
You know who else I was also thinking about? Kyle Busch. That's seriously considering Kyle Busch.
I was too.
Now,
if I didn't pick Hamlin and Chastain, I would have picked Busch and Reddick.
Yeah. I think Chris Buescher, though, I think he's going to win the 500.
He's going to have a really good shot. I don't think he'll have as good of a year as he did this year, but he's going to have a heck of a shot at the 500 this year.
I think he's going to win the 500. I do.
But you know what the problem with that is?
What?
He's going to have to get past Brad for that.
Yeah, and Brad is his boss.
But to be fair, Brad did push him to the win in the Coke Zero 400 last year.
He deserved.
He didn't have
to. Buescher owes Brad one.
Yeah.
So that would be one thing to say he wouldn't win it, but I think he will win it. I think Brad will be in the top 5, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to get Buescher.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is on February. Wait, is it on February 18th? Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, February 18th.
Now, who's your preseason top 3 for F1? We all know the first one.
Oh God. I think Sergio would be closer than to Max this championship, but it still won't be close.
Yeah. I'm going to say I want to Max, duh.
Yeah.
I really do want to say Charles.
I was thinking Charles for
But
P2.
the thing about that is Ferrari is his worst enemy. So that's the only thing I'm hesitating. The only reason why I'm hesitating to pick Charles.
All right. I'll go Max P1. Oh man, do I want to do this? You know what? It's preseason picks, so it kind of doesn't count. Yeah, it kind of does, kind of doesn't. Max P1. I can't do it. Checo
Charles?
P2.
Oh,
I almost said Charles. I almost did. Like it almost. I almost said Charles, and then Lando P3.
will Lando get his first win?
I think he will win 2 races.
I was talking to a buddy of mine last night. He said he thinks that Lando will get his first win. I said I don't think so.
I mean, no, I can see that because we've been saying for years that Lando's going to win, and he hasn't. And Oscar won, like won. It wasn't an official. Well, it was an official race, but it wasn't at the same time. Like stupid sprint race. Like
I don't get it.
it doesn't count, but it does. And everybody's saying, "Oh, Oscar won a race before Orlando doesn't." Like I don't care. Like it's not really an official race. Does it pay points? Yeah, but should it count? No.
And it's not. This doesn't qualify as an actual Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
But my my picks are Max. Duh.
Yep.
You'll have 20 wins out of 24 races. Charles.
Okay. You said it. I didn't. I almost threw up saying Charles.
Charles will have 1 win. And how many races are there? 24 this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Sergio. And I don't think Sergio will have a win.
I don't think so. He might have.
He'll have a handful of podiums, but he won't have a win.
At Valtteri Bottas.
Then 4th will be Carlos Sainz.
Carlos.
He'll have a win.
Okay.
And 5th will be Oscar. And he'll have a win. That's it.
Ooh. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just saw a really interesting tweet about the Garage 56 car. If there are no entries on the waitlist for the Daytona 24, shouldn't they throw the wheel? Shouldn't they wheel this out one more time to get the entry to 60? And this, like I said, they're talking about the Garage 56 car. Throw Elliott, Larson, Bowman, and Byron in.
I'm surprised that they actually haven't tried to push it.
I'm shocked they haven't, but man, that would be cool.
And maybe convert it into a GT car so it'll fit in the GT Pro class. That's the only. I think they should enter it. I think Hendrick should go IMSA full time.
They might. Who knows? We'll see
I'd
in a
love
couple
to
of
see
years.
that.
I would love to as well.
But,
All right.
And you know what else is coming up? We almost forgot. Rally Monte Carlo.
Yep.
We're gonna do something very different. We're going to talk rally because it does not get enough love in this country.
No, it really doesn't.
And you want to know something? I think rally racing would do really well here in this country if it was marketed. Because what do Americans like?
They like
dirt
cars.
racing.
Yep.
And cars too. Duh. And what do Americans like? Dirty cars, off-road racing. And I think it would do really well. I'm not going to pretend to be some sort of marketing expert because I'm not. But I think it has potential. And there are rumors that there will be Rally USA in Tennessee. And it'll be the first one since late 80s. I think they said 87, but I could be wrong on that. And that would be a big deal. And rally racing deserves to have a place in the United States. I think it has the potential to be mainstream in the United States, especially with the NASCAR crowd. And what's more satisfying than seeing a car after a long stage be really muddy? So I think that's something to look forward to. We're not going to be able to watch Rally Monte Carlo because it isn't broadcast. WRC Plus, and I'm not going to do that. So we're not going to be able to watch Rally Monte Carlo. But Rally Monte Carlo is literally the Monaco of rally racing. That is the crown jewel event.
Yeah, I'm not paying money that I don't have.
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the whole there are races in Canada that I refuse to pay for Peacock.
I recently got Peacock.
Get out.
I'm not.
Power right now, I would stop your camera.
Power that myself, and I could stop your camera. So, yeah, see? I was about to say, that's your own fault.
That's what I think of you getting Peacock.
You wanted to watch Chicago PD. Chicago PD, because I now have something I can watch and enjoy.
I know a guy who...
With what? Oh my god.
But
oh my god. Are we about to get taken? I think we are.
I'm just saying, I'm not encouraging anything illegal. All I'm saying is I just
knows the guy.
That knows how to do some things is all.
Things that yada yada yada.
But yeah. I could watch WRC though, because that's something. And race on the sides of cliffs with no barriers. Wild to me.
I mean, it's kind of like the Baja 1000, but not. You're racing on.
Yeah, they don't have cliffs there, do they?
I don't.
Because in WRC, highlights of this past season on YouTube, and somebody hit a barn. Now, it's okay to laugh because but the barn was. And then a few years ago, somebody lost it and hit a. And the person living in the house was okay. They just got a car in their bedroom. And when a car just came through his bedroom.
God almighty.
And then
on my head. Oh boy. It's fine. We're just gonna pretend like it's not gonna go away. Okay. You know what?
Pro tip, use your
right. You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, then there's another the champion from a couple of into a corner too hot, and he crashed into a lake or a pond. Of course, him and the co-driver are okay. The car out of the pond. And you know what? Rally. They didn't finish that day, but they finished the rally. And they saved the pace notes too.
That's awesome.
What a champ.
What a champ, dude. All right. Anything else that you want to add on?
No, I think that's it.
And for this episode. Yeah, guys. Like I said, this is our first. We'll get back to posting regular. It's a little hectic right about now. Once again, thank you guys for joining us for another exciting episode of for Back Sports page, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JWBarker, BSP, and social media.
You can just find me on BSP. Chris, a while. I'm trying to work on that, but also worth a line on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you call it. Yeah, and I've been a little bit more active on there lately, so yeah. Clickety click things. Subscribe to our YouTube page. I don't know.
Definitely sub.
And like if you enjoyed us, leave a like. Or if we want to be like YouTubers, punch that like button.
Oh no, don't. See, like that's for something for me. Actually, no, I'm not the youngest in the group. Mason is younger than I am. He's like 8 months, maybe not even that. He's 5 months younger than I am, so that would be something for him to say, not me, and not you.
Oh, definitely not me.
No.
I'm several years older than y'all.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, considering subscribing and following us on our socials, as well as looking for us on BSP. Once again, my name is Jacob Barker, joined by Chris Shoemaker. This has been another exciting episode of Coming to the Line. We hope that you guys have had a safe and wonderful New Year's, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this most recent edition of the Outside Line podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to check us out on Spotify at The Outside Line. And if you liked Christopher, Jacob, and I's opinions, make sure to check us out on Backsports page for more articles and opinions about F1, NASCAR, and IndyCar. Thank you again for watching The Outside Line.